last time on Metroid II Return of Samus. We made this map and we explored SR388. We killed, what, 7 Metroids? Made progress, died, had to restart, so we're getting the hang of things. That's really all I have to say. It's a little confusing to figure out where I am at all times. I kind of want to zoom out on this a little bit too. It's pretty far zoomed in. And I will continue updating map cam. Bren, hi, welcome. We've met Roy. Yes. How's it going? Happy Monday. There are all kinds of Metroid Dread previews out. Yes, I know. Hi, Mr. L. I had somebody give us the heads up in our Discord Zeeb's channel, our All Things Metroid channel earlier today, warning about some of the previews and stuff that's out there. So if you have to like mute Metroid in your socials, I've been lucky to not get anything so far, but I know that's always a risk. Tried playing some of this game myself. Manipulating Metroid AI is hard. Yeah. I'm nervous for the upgrades, right? Because we've only seen alpha and beta Metroid so far, I think. And they're gonna get even tougher. So we are on the map right here. And I think the goal... I was supposed to redraw this. I think the goal is to just get to this arrow that I did and start a new map representing what's supposed to be up above. Because this whole section is supposed to be, like, shrunk down smaller over here. The red and blue scheme is nice, resembles thermal visor. Yeah. Oh, I was supposed to change the colors too. I apologize. You know, life happens, but that doesn't mean we still can't change it up in the future. I know there's some cool color things we can try with this. These killed us a lot last time, whatever this spiky enemy is. We died going up to the Metroid that's above this cliff. So I will try to be careful. We got Spider Ball. The first time I've ever used Spider Ball in a Metroid game like this. Spider Ball in Prime is a heck of a lot different. Ooh. Had to put I'm not interested on every YouTube. Oh my gosh, yeah, Laredo. I feel that. Had to mark, like, no, I don't want to see this. Stop showing me spoilers. It's disappointing, but I think that's a thing that happens with lots of releases. I don't know. We just want to be surprised. What's so bad about that? Hey, Kovsky, welcome. I am enjoying the game. We've had a little bit of a break from it, so I'm gonna have to get used to it again today. We're only... How long was our first stream of this? Probably less than 4 hours of gameplay, if I'm being honest. Because we chatted a decent amount. How do I... For example, how does one use a missile? I have to hit select. Can I kill these little flies? Okay, well, I can jump over you. Oh, that thing does so much damage. Well, this will be an experiment. How's that? Or is that my second E-tank? Well. Is YouTube even worse for people lately? For spoilers, you mean? Okay, so let's start my brand new map. Oh, I need another piece of paper for this. I'm gonna close up of the controller, I guess, for a minute. Map cam. Controller cam. Kaiser, welcome in. Hello, hello. YouTube ads have been a little off the mark lately, getting campaign ads for Boston Mayor, and I'm not even in the same state. Pratt, thank you so much. Thanks for the tier 3 sub. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the human race. Enjoy your Earth badge with the bow tie, your emotes, your ad-free viewing. Thank you, thank you. Love the support. Let's get some hype. Failing to load videos, having midway ads require one to reload the video. Oh no, that stinks. I haven't been having those issues on mobile YouTube. Desktop uploads have been a little weird lately. They're hit or miss, I feel. Thank you, Pratt. Thank you, thank you. I love the little bow tie. The first month Earth badge doesn't have a face on it, but once you get the next month, it'll have the little face above the bow tie. There's obviously a ton of embargoes on the previews. It might still be too much, yeah. Wish they'd use a different font in this game when they made it. Some of the numbers are a little hard to make out. Yeah, I feel that. So this is our... I'm just gonna start like way at the bottom of the page and hope for the best. That sounds risky though. Now that I say it, never start at the bottom of the page. Start at the middle. Maybe here will give us enough room. I just never know if it's gonna go right, left, up, down. I don't think it's gonna go to the right because that's where our ship and things are, but it could be something else. Alright, so we came up here and then there's sort of a hallway going to the right. It has these fly enemies. Enjoy that Charlie emote. You get the cats too. Gen the 3 cats and Gen the 3 Charlie are our tier 2 and tier 3 emotes. Charlie is my OC. Before I made Zammy for Dungeons and Dragons, I had Charlie, who is in a few different games that we play. Oh, I'm gonna end up dying here. I hate how these sort of hover off to the right in the blue stuff like that. It makes me think, oh, they're just stuck over there. They won't come for me. And that's just not true. They will come for me. Oh, is this... Oh, shoot. So we just went up and over to... Hang on. All that did was go across and then I should have a note somewhere for spikes. Or am I thinking of somewhere else? Oh, here. Oh, I'm very turned around. We're gonna keep exploring. All the emotes. Hey Mel, welcome. Oh, we're gonna die. We are playing some Game Boy today, although it's giving us a lot of trouble. Still arguably better than Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster. Let's try that again. We know... Hang on. We know there's a refill. It's not a refill room, but there's a room with a bunch of enemies we can kill over here if we want to get more health again. We also have, what, this open path down here we haven't done? And a Metroid up here we haven't killed. There's a lot to do. I'm proud of you, my good friend, for playing this Metroid game on classic Game Boy. Thank you, Mel. I'm proud of me too. It's not something I feel like I would have normally picked up before we started our Metroid adventure. Let's try to get some of this health. Ugh. I'm out of practice. While we climb up here. We're so incredibly floaty. Whee! Because I think there is... There's a Metroid up somewhere. I don't know how we got there before. Chozo, welcome in. How's it going? Iron, welcome in. Having said that, I'm at Starbucks so I can audio work. Okay, Mel, sounds good. Enjoy Starbucks. Check the map out. We're getting our cartography skills on today. Oh, I think... Okay, yeah, this is what we did before. We did a spider ball up and then there's a Metroid fight coming. I think. I don't know. Biggest hurdle is the myopic camera. Only having a very particular field of vision is a struggle. Zerberus, hi! Hi, Jen in chat, and good night, Jen in chat. You really start your stream too late, but today I'll download something so you get my sleeping support. Zerberus, I hope you're doing well. I hope you have a good sleep. Glad you could stop in and say hello. I know we start very late for you. Okay. Let's get our missile ready. There it is! Dun 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 dun. Come here and let me manipulate this camera. Oh shit. No. We're gonna die. Is this the one that moves so fast that I can't do the camera trick? Ooh, we got it. Okay. 30. 30 left. Scary stuff. This room is just lots of spikes. What is... How do we get that? You see that? Is that a health power-up? I would like it. Waiting for my ride to call me. Tonight is hopefully a night for adult beverages. Nice. Enjoy. Love seeing how much modern Metroid is taken from this game. People usually go directly to Super Metroid when thinking of the basics of the genre. No, this has got it. I mean, that's kind of the thing we were talking about when everyone was asking, like, are you liking it so far? How are you liking Metroid 2? And compared to the very little I've seen of NES Metroid, this feels like the other Metroid games. NES Metroid... It's alright. It's got its quirks. Did you see the Direct? I watched the Direct everything except for Dread. I skipped the Dread portion of the Direct. I want to know how we get that. Is that something I have to bomb? I don't know, but then you play NES Metroid and it's still... Oh, there we go. Yes, refill! It still looks like a classic Metroid game. It just feels so different. It's arcade-ish-esque. What am I trying to say? And that you're really struggling. Just don't die, just don't die, don't die. Mario movie cast, yeah. Found a new color patch, even gives Samus her green visor. Cool. Most of the genre is a ton of mini bosses. Maybe they thought it was a good structure for a handheld. Oh. Okay, so more spikes. Basically, I don't know why I put a question mark. This was the Metroid we fought up here. It was a dead end, so I'll just mark this as a closed room. And then there's more spikes up here. So I think that means we go back down. It started a genre. Game Boy tried made it good. Still waiting for triumphant return of proper Spider Ball in new games. I like that explanation. Should make a Samus themed friendship band. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. Samus colors for a friendship bracelet would be cool. I can put those. I can put specific color ones in the Ko-fi shop as well. If there's one that I do that you all are like, ooh, that one's it. extra nice, I can make that its own category. I don't think OG Spider Ball will come back. It's too good. I'm so glad we got health. So this puts us back out in this hallway. We're right here. There's spikes below us if we try to go down. This way is what I have marked. Yep, there they are. Okay. Let's go down that hallway again. What happens? I don't really want to risk it, but I want to know what happens. Oh, just kidding. If we just jump down through this, it puts me at the save faster than if I went through that hallway. Eclectic, hi, welcome in. It goes pretty well today. And Jiggly, hi. Samus returns with some things to make Spider Ball not too OP. Gotcha. Okay, good start. A little bit of death, a little bit of warming up, and then some victory and a new save with full health. I like it. Gravity suit, friendship bracelet to help me swim. Yeah. Goes with autumn season. Because wasn't Prime the only other game thus far with Spider Ball? I don't know. So our next goal, maybe explore further down here and see what we see. I'm trying to move the map a little bit at a time if it's hard to see. Just didn't want you sequence breaking. Yeah. I was thinking, and again, I don't know how we'll feel after Dread. Actually, I don't know how far we'll get through Dread in the month of October before Halloween, but I was thinking it might be a cool Halloween October sub goal to put Prime 2 as that, since it's scary for me and it could be like our extra channel incentive to try it because I keep going back and forth with you all on it. Yeah. But I do kind of miss Prime, and I feel like that was when we really started getting into the Metroid hype, was when we started Prime. Like, Super was gonna happen no matter what. I kind of did the randomizer thing, but then Prime was like, no, we're gonna play Prime, and then we're gonna play Fusion, and then we're gonna play this and this. Recall Spider Ball. Oh yeah, I read that. Castlevania Advance Collection. Nice, very cool. It's scary for anyone wanting to do 100%. I don't think we're gonna do 100%, but we could try it. Only if we get functional controller. Oh, Tefu. We can play it with this one, right? This controller works. Oh, or do you mean the proper, like, strafe buttons that I didn't have set up? Remember how I played all of Prime without strafe, and then on the final hour of the final stream, we changed my controller setup for the boss? Remember that? What was down here? Was there a fight in this room? I think so. GameCube controller would be helpful. Maybe we can make that part of the goal. We can do a Kofi goal for that. Ooh, for that. Get out of the spikes. That wasn't even a difficult jump. I just fudged it up. No. Oh, I've messed this jump up before too. I remember. So we are... I don't know why I drew this vague circle here. This should be the bottom of that hallway, and then to the left, and there's a Metroid down here. So this is like, this way has a bottom, and then we go this way, and there's a Metroid fight over here. No strafe, no aim lock, yep. It sounds horrible. It was an adventure. I mean, the thing with controls is once you get used to doing it a certain way, you kind of, your brain adjusts, you learn it, and then you relearn it. But in the final boss, I really wanted, I think, aim lock on, so we changed it, and it ended up helping. Chuck, hi, thank you for the host. It's good to see you. Analog accomplishes at least 5 or 6 crucial things, but somehow we made it work. But it was something. Ooh, yeah, that was good. Look it. Is there another one in here? Are there 2 in one room? No? Okay. This was kind of a big-ish room here. Let's see what's over this way. Well, I learned the hard way. This was back in my newbie plays Metroid and knows nothing about Metroid days still. I don't know though. People, it's such an interesting like mixed bag of responses for my playthroughs, because there are still people that are like, how do you not know the controls at this point? I'm like, I don't know. I learn by repetition, and it takes a lot of repetition sometimes. Wiimote would be the next best thing, otherwise mouse keyboard. Yeah, okay. I can still hear the sound when Metroid counter counts down in my head. Nice. I know Patrol Metroid Prime streams warning about analog L input. Those people, yeah. I don't know. So then... this went down a couple of squares. We see another shell here, and then this goes both to the left and the right. Should we go left or right first? I guess we're over here. We improved so much by the end. We did! I was proud of myself. This looks suspicious. And our item completion for Prime wasn't too bad. It wasn't terrible. It was 72, I think? 70 something? It wasn't awful. Oh, this looks like a Metroid fighting room, right? So we went through like one square of breaking all those blocks, and then I think this is gonna be a Metroid fight room here. Why does this feel like Gamma territory? Oh, there's another shell. Dun 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 dun. Oh, I don't like that they... Okay. It has to move to the right first? No, not fair. Unfair, start. Oh well. We are just hitting our face into this one a bunch and landing in spikes. It's not looking good. Okay, run this way, but hope that there's not another one to the right. Yikes. 29. No, 28. We need help. The gammas look murderous. That was scary. This is turning out to be another long room, too. The item hum sounds. I loved the item hums. Yes. So helpful. Okay, yeah, this is here and then opens up. Please be a refill and a save. One can dream. It just looks like another room for a fight. Oh, scary, scary, scary. This is a dead end? And dude, hi, welcome. Jen the Stray for something like that. I still have the missile equipped. Next time on Jen Draws Metroid Maps, we learn which blocks are bombable. So I guess this is closed off unless one's gonna meet us as we're trying to leave. Have we seen anything like that before? Maybe? I can't remember. I finished Samus Returns playthrough. Nice! It's weird seeing this game without real backgrounds. Yeah. There's not a whole lot to look at. Just a lot of blue blocks and emptiness. Rather than just be able to see them, though there's still a fair few of those teasing you. There was one in particular in the Phazon mines. There was a bit of X-ray platforms, and I saw it, and I thought I knew how to get it, and I couldn't figure it out, so we just left that one behind. Oh, I wonder if I was supposed to spider ball in the ceiling in that room. Probably. Let's explore this stuff. Maybe there's a pickup? No. Samus Returns has amazing backgrounds on 3DS, yeah. Okay. Nothing. Just a bunch of sand. This looks like it would be so satisfying to excavate through here, and so far we haven't found anything in any of these sand piles. Alright, well. It's like the dig game. Cookies and cream cave? Yeah. I hate sand intensifies. Samus Returns is great visually. Artistic director nailed it. Yeah. Hydroelectric plant is amazing in 3D. I hope if Dread does well, they might port Samus Returns in HD. Ooh, that would be cool. We're back in this vertical hallway now, I think, and we can go to the left if we want to, or we can try to go back and save. Maybe get some help, because I keep landing in spikes. This is another cookies and cream cave. The X-ray visor in Prime was amazing, but also annoying, same as the thermal visor. Oh, the thermal visor, I forgot. When we first got the thermal visor, I was so overwhelmed. It was so overstimulating that it's like really dark and intense, but then bright and like flashy. And I ended up liking it later when you used it in small doses. But getting it right and like having everything be dark for that whole chapter right away was a lot. Ugh. And I get why they did it, because they're teaching you how to use it. Makes sense. That's how items work. I just was a little bit overwhelmed. Same thing with the X-ray. I didn't end up liking the X-ray. I didn't use it to its full extent because it was disorienting for me. Altered perception tends to do that. Yep. Sim, how's it going? Okay, we are now in this hallway. Yeah, I guess I'm going all the way back. There's been a lot of running backwards to save because of how scarce save rooms seem to be so far, and because I just die a lot. Different cautious playthrough approach. Would you rather that or a really bad flashlight that games like to give you? Oh shoot! No, Jen! No! We're just gonna die to spikes. Wait, where does this one go? Oh, now I'm turned around. I don't know. Let's go up here. Sawcake's Let's Be Best Friend episode! Oh, heck yes! Thanks for watching! And thanks for coming in. It was a really fun time to film. We were talking about it at the top of the stream today. How do you know cake? For the flashlight question, I don't know. I don't know, Mr. L. I guess I choose flashlight. Or, I can't even find my words. I didn't mind the x-ray. I feel like there were fewer portions where you only had the x-ray to rely on compared to the thermal visor where there was like an entire portion where you had to have it on the whole time pretty much. Super fast with the bracelets. We were speedrunning bracelets, it turns out. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Yeah, and I have... Oh, it's not in the streaming room. It's on my other desk, but I have the one I made. One of the ones I made on that podcast. Do I have the other one in here? Is this gonna make the whole map cam wobble around? I don't know. There's a whole, like, underneath map cam in this little dresser that this is sitting on is a whole drawer full of embroidery floss. And before the podcast, we had, when we filmed it, I hadn't opened my Ko-fi shop yet. And now you can buy those. If anybody wants to, you can go to my Ko-fi shop. I thought thermal and x-ray were kind of gimmicky, but also understandable for showing off GameCube tech. Yeah. Me and Cake are friends. Nice. To be fair, everything is less stimulating in 2D. Yeah. We saved with this much health specifically for the Metroid count, just so I could have that enemy defeated and not have to worry, like, do I need to go back and do it again? No, because we saved right after. Oops. These are supposed to help me and I keep letting them do damage. Got any more power-ups? No, sadly. We're just hanging on with, the bare minimum. First encounter with Chozo spirits, it was that x-ray. I know thermal was useful. The thermal was when you go in the lab in Phendrana and you encounter Metroids for the first time. And you see them all in their glass cases, and then after the lights turn out, they all start breaking out of the glass cases. This is not, I think I drew this part of my map wrong, because I'm in this hallway here, but I went to the bottom and I couldn't find this hallway that went left. So that's a problem. What other games do you play? I've been playing through The Witness, which is a really beautiful, intricate puzzle game. You walk around and explore this whole island, and then you start seeing puzzles everywhere, and that's pretty much it. And they get harder and harder as you go. And what else do we play? Wholesome games. We recently played Penko Park, which is basically Pokemon Snap, but with ghosts. It was really cute. We do crafting, chatting, a little bit of everything. Chozo ghosts exist solely to make backtracking more tedious. Yes, I did not like the Chozo ghosts, but you know, They're there for a reason. The lore was cool behind the Chozo spirits. If they didn't scream at you, I would mind them less. Or if their music wasn't like a loud scream and then like it was so intense every time there was a Chozo ghost encounter. Okay, I think we want to go left. Yee! Everything is fine. Did you drop health? No. Tabby, hi, welcome in. How's it going? Thanks for the hello. I did play Journey Sleep Deprived. I loved it. It was really cool. That game is beautiful. And we had the person who I played with come into chat and say like, hey, it was me. I try to find like first-time Journey players and help them through. It was really special. Main games are Pokemon Unite and Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, nice. Metroids have an impeccable sense of timing and surprise. Yeah, they really do. 100% Fusion for the first time yesterday. Congrats! We will be doing a Fusion Discord stream on Thursday, so if you're interested in that, I'm trying to 100%. We went from like 57% to 71% the other day, I think. We made some good progress. Where am I? Oh, I think I know where I am. Alright. Chozo Ghost song is my biggest gripe with Prime's audio. Wasn't a fan either. They were cool for the first encounter. After that, they instantly became a nuisance. Yeah. Tabby, how's your day going? We're just doing some lo-fi Metroid and map making. It's been pretty chill so far. This is where we want to be. Good, good, good. There's gonna be a fight in this room. We're gonna get stuck. I'm gonna... Oh, because all this is gonna regenerate? Yikes. Used to guide people in Journey 2. Oh, such a cool thing to do. But then, I loved it. It is frustrating because I was trying to get the one achievement that's like all of the keys along the way. I can't remember what they were called. It's been a while. And you end up not getting paired with people, which makes it harder if you try to jump in at certain chapters. And then I felt bad because I was going in for achievements and I couldn't stay with the people I got paired with. We had a couple people abandon us after my initial playthrough. And I wish that you could do co-op. I wish that you could say like open play, or you could pick a friend to play with. That would be really special. After you beat it one time, maybe. Got The Witness on PC. PS Plus, didn't finish it. If there's a big twist, I don't know it. If there is a twist, don't tell me, because I want to be surprised. That game has been so rewarding. How's the bike ride cross country? Really, really intense and really fun, and I would never do it again. It's so fast, what the heck? Oh my god. And I keep turning off missiles and just dying. Oh. Wait, can you go through the sand? Do you hear me just spamming this missile button? Thank God we made it. Yes. Yes. Must have been hard. Yeah, I trained for it a lot though, so I was in way better shape back then. Worst powerbomb design? Way too many power bombs. Yeah, there's so many power bombs in Fusion. Co-op with friends. Exactly, Kovsky. I think that would be so nice. Bristol, hi. Drew this map about 18 years ago. We're trying our best. I mean, we're doing okay. I do tend to run out of space, but we are down here. There was a Metroid in this hallway with the cookies and cream. What do you think of Gamma Metroids? They're too fast. So that's a Gamma. So which ones? We've seen Alpha, Beta, and Gamma now. You can, that's safe word, you can answer that. Seen YouTube videos of The Witness? Yeah. I'm trying to put my playthrough, I think we've got just 2 episodes on YouTube so far. The 3rd one should go up pretty soon. It is pretty challenging. Some of the Shine Spark ones are tough, yeah. Alright, we are now in this room. I'm really hoping for another... Ooh, power up, right? I was gonna say another save. I'll take a health refill. Let me mark that as... What? E for energy, R for refill. Okay. That's nice. There's no beta? Because that would be embarrassing. Don't think I would ask that just yet. Well, the question is yes or no, if that's the ones we've seen so far. I wasn't asking, tell me all the types of Metroids there are. First 2 variants are just Alpha and Gamma. Okay. We've seen 2 variants then, not 3. No beta Metroids. I don't know. I guess that's a dumb question. I'll learn as I go. Alright. Well, now what? Do we climb up here again? The top of this whole climby section? I know it was this room that was a dead end and it was empty. Maybe we need to go back over there. It was a good find, yeah. Let's go! Oh, I was like, is this one taller? Does this one actually lead somewhere? No. None of the cookies and cream rooms seem to lead anywhere. At least not yet that I can tell. I could be sorely wrong later at some point. Haven't caught up with Witness VOD from yesterday. No spoilers? Okay, Pratt. No worries. I will not spoil if you want to watch it on the VOD. It was a fun stream. I will say only that. Yeah, let's have some bravery and go this way. Let's see if there's something in here now. There was a fight in here. Whee! So floaty! And then I was saying, oh, I should go back in here and go in the ceiling, but then I never did. Classic Jen. No, it hasn't changed. Okay. How many are we down to in this area? I don't know. I just have the 27 overall. It was a fun stream. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down? For the Witness? I was saying I'm not gonna tell more details because it would be spoilers if somebody wants to watch it like as a stream as it unfolds. I saw spoiler chat this morning, have barely any context. I have a hunch about what they're talking about and I can't wait to find out. Nice. I feel like spoiler chat is mostly overtaken by the Witness. I don't know if any of you have used it for Metroid streams, but if you're unfamiliar, there is a channel in the Discord where we do allow spoilers, and I don't go in and look at it. I have it muted, I have it hidden. Sometimes I read through it after we beat the game, so if you want to go in and say, has Jen done this yet? Or I can't believe she didn't discover this yet. That's the place to do it. It's another game I love, The Witness. I was a huge fan of Myst. Nice, Chozo. I played through Myst as well. Debating on if I want to replay Riven on stream. I played Riven as a kid, so it wouldn't be a fully fresh set of eyes. It would be a, oh yeah, I remember this kind of a deal. I just thought Riven was such a beautiful game, and Myst did not disappoint. I played them in the wrong order and was so excited to play the original finally, and it was great. I keep saying, it was funny. I was not expecting Myst to be funny, and the ending just got me. We did all the endings, and I was giggling. I loved it. What are you planning after The Witness? Depending on how long we spend on it, we might take a break from it to do a couple of point-and-click puzzle games. We have Pajama Sam lined up, and what's the other one? Because we already played Spy Fox, Freddy Fish. We also have, there's a game called Maquette that's on my wish list that I want to play. I think it's a puzzle game. Manifold Garden is on my wish list for puzzle games. As far as ones I already have, I don't know. We also have Subnautica lined up, which we might try on a Sunday and see if we want to stick with it for a longer series. It's not a puzzle game, though. It's got the explore new areas, find out more things about the environment, but it doesn't have that stretch your brain with puzzles feeling. Started rehearsals for the Messiah yesterday. I'm singing tenor solo. Oh, that's awesome, Eclectic. Heck yeah. Not entirely sure if they're redoing the whole quintilogy, but I know they've remade or are in the process of remaking Myst. I played Real Myst Masterpiece Edition on stream. But there was talks of people who've played it in VR. There was talks of, I think, also a remake. It was unclear to me. And I have yet to revisit the books or any of the other lore behind it since then, even though I was pretty into it at the time. And ever done any classic point-and-click adventures? They have a lot of puzzles. We could. Oh, The Dig is on my list for Sunday streams. And we already played Zoombinis, but as far as classic PC games, kid-friendly though. That one's not exactly, I don't know. I loved Zoombini so much as a kid. It was really fun to replay. Yeah, we were all quoting, "Make me a pizza." And I just remember vividly the computer lab of my elementary school being full of that noise of especially the pizza voice. People were always stuck on that level. I see you're already kind of stuck even with the map. Classic Metroid II. Popo, how's it going? Welcome in. I don't know that we're stuck yet. I don't think I've explored every option yet. I think we did go out this way and it led us to a dead-end room. And then we're back here. Let's go save. Yeah, we're happily wandering. Would be... Wait, what? Oh, recommendations! Mr. L, that got so smushed into one word. Sectet and Monkey Island and Grim Fandango. We talked about Monkey Island. We'll see. Oh, Pratt, no worries. No worries at all. Thank you. I appreciate the support. I know I just missed the Manifold sale. I didn't go for it because we have so many things on the schedule right now, on the backlog, so I think I'm gonna wait until it goes on sale again. Nobe, welcome in. How's it going? When I drew this, it went loads of pages. I think that's what's gonna happen to me too, Bristol. Your phone keyboard really messed you up there, Mr. L. It's okay, though. We don't need to go up here again, because this ended up just dropping us back down. I need a moment to examine. I almost want to go back to the ship and see if we can do stuff now that we couldn't do before. Or go back to the, I think, ruins. I don't know what any of the areas are called. Because I'm feeling like we kind of cleared out a bunch here. Let's maybe go up this hallway one more time just to double check. The map is pretty massive, yeah. Or no, have we figured out what's down here in the water too? We should do that. Monkey Island is a cheeky game. The remake on Steam is great. Lets you toggle between HD and original graphics. Cool. It's time for me to sleepy. Go bye-bye. Pratt, have a good one. Thank you again. Take care. Have a good sleep. And we'll see you around. Oh, pancakes. I want to whisper a mod something. Do we have a mod around for... Oh. Oh. Spoiler questions? I don't know if we do. But you could always head to the Discord as well. And see if you can't ping one there for a little bit of help. Oh, this... Okay, so this is all new. Oh, those are spikes. Good job, Jen. And this doesn't feel like we need gravity suit until you fall in and it kind of sucks you down into the water. It's a little unsettling, to be honest. Feels bigger because there's so many open areas. Yeah. It's not as tunnely as Super. Is this a secret? No. Mango, how's it going? Chill on the caps, please. I hope you're having a good Monday. Please be calm. You don't need spam. Can I get up to this? This looks suspicious, kind of. Oop, no, we just spiked myself. Ooh, okay. Missile refill? Nice. That's good. So now... Oh. My map is all kinds of weird and wrong. Let's acknowledge that right now. But it serves its purpose. I'm gonna Speaking of purpose, I'm gonna repurpose this graph sheet, which I thought was gonna be one thing. We're going to instead make it where I just entered from the water, because I am now in a new area. Let's start here. Seems as good as a place as any. Big arrow for our entry point. And backtrack just for a minute. Predecessor to Elite Dangerous, 1984, whole galaxy's worth of gameplay stuffed into 22 kilobytes. Wait, which one? What emu? What is this? MGPA? Courtesy of the sneak bike team. So this is underneath. Oops, shoot. Jed, please. Underneath that bridge that we've walked across so many times. Some of these, I get so excited when an enemy finally drops health and it's like, here's 3. 3 energy for you in a time of need. So we'll just call this entrance. This is the bridge here. And then pretty much just drops down to this square and then goes to the right, which is where the refill was. And I think there's gonna be a fight in here, so... Finished Super Metroid Redux in the hard mode. Large energy drops provide only 10. No, I need more health. Oh, it's not a refill. It was just a missile tank. Okay. I'll put an item spot in there then. Are you something? No? Okay. And this goes down and then over. Is this gonna be a fight here? It seems, maybe. Just scooching along. Oh, they tricked me. Ah, okay, it is. The fear is real. Exactly, Jerry X. But it's not one of those ones with the swingy thing. So this is just an alpha. Just an alpha. The alphas are still scary. Oh. Oh, the whole world is shaking. Phenomenal. This room goes across and then up. Let's have it go this way. Oh, you can't see it because it's at the top of the page. Oh, I wonder if this tube is finally gonna be the tube that connects to this part here that we couldn't figure out. I bet that's it. Oh, hey, Eric. Thank you. A feature I may have missed. Is it related to the number of Metroids per area? Because we talked about that a little bit. I did not end up reading the booklet because of potential spoilers. It is about the map and how many Metroids per area. Okay, yeah, is there a spot in the game that tells me, or is that something that would have been in the manual? I think it's fine to reveal that. Yay, progress. Just now noticed you're a fellow lefty, yeah. Bunch of earthquakes, finally a Metroid game based on my country, yeah. So many earthquakes. It's not in the manual. I think with this game, I'm being maybe slightly more lenient on just game mechanic things because of the nature of it being OG Game Boy. So that's fine. Do we want to go up this tube yet? Oh, we cannot go to the right and left. Okay. That's fine. Apparently, can you view the amount left in an area by pausing? Can't confirm or deny, but that was the tip. Thank you, Eric. Oh, I just didn't notice it yet. Okay, thank you. 10. That's so many. This is a very tall pipe. Canonically, seismically unstable. The only things in the manual lets onto is the names of enemies. I think there was some spoilers with enemies. I think that was the concern, that a couple people were like, maybe just wait, so. If there are things like that we stumble upon as we go, that we need to unlock, then we will. Yeah. Okay, this is nice. This is new. We went up a long tube and emerged and went to the left, and there was a red door here, which now what am I doing? I'm mixed up because wouldn't this normally take us back to that bridge? But my scale is off, so we'll make it work. Tunes, I hope you're having a good Monday, Tuesday, time zone. It's good to see you. Opened up a new area. Oh, and then we've learned that sometimes the earthquake reveals new doors to us, so that's probably, yeah, what's happening here. I keep moving the paper around, I apologize. We don't have tornado hurricane stuff in, thanks to the Andes. Find it a lot more scary. Isn't that interesting how depending where you live, what environmental and natural disasters you're okay with? Reboxed my physical version of the game and bought a replica manual. That's cool. Like, I grew up in the Midwest. We have tornado season. And while tornadoes are absolutely horrifying, we always had a plan. We had basements. People have cellars. You just know it's part of life of living where you live. And I think tornado, I don't know, everything is so bad. Like, thankfully, gratefully, I've never had my home or property be devastated by a natural disaster. So I'm like, oh, tornadoes aren't that bad, but tell that to someone whose entire home was ripped up. Oh my gosh. And then when I lived in California and wildfires are awful and devastating out there, that was far more scary to me, being someone who did not grow up there and have that be a season that you deal with. But even people who are from there, it's just awful. Wildfires are so scary. I don't know. Desensitization, yeah. It's not Tuesday yet, but nearly. Yes, slowly getting through Cana. Oh, nice. I'm glad. It's absolutely stunning. I hope you're doing amazing today. I'm glad to hear it's good. I've had a couple friends talk about their playthroughs and experiences with it, and they're loving it so far. Used to have this myself, one of my favorite games. I think I kind of accidentally inadvertently stole Metroid II from my cousin. Oh no. Hello? We've been in this room before. Or something similar? Maybe I couldn't get through here before because I didn't have Spider ball? I don't really want to shoot at the Chozo statue. I don't think that's the answer here. Oh, fancy. Okay. Oh. What are these bubbles? So now... Should I have drawn this bridge thing in the very center of this page so I have room for all this? Do I just make this a square and then start over below it? I've lived in California and Missouri. Now I live in the UK where we don't get any of that. Yeah. Christchurch has a lot of earthquakes. Earthquakes are near non-existent in Britain. If someone experiences a small quake, they're more likely to think they're being robbed. Central New York. Blizzards? Meh. Yeah. Minor earthquake that merely shakes the pictures. The world's ending. There you go. If it's not 7.5, we just sit and watch TV. Oh my gosh, it's so different. Okay, I'm caught up on my map right now because I feel like I messed up this drawing, but maybe we could just put the statue here, and then this is the weird bubble hallway, and I'll erase these words because they're in the way. Quick fix. This is interesting. Okay. This is reminding me of anglerfish eggs. Anything along the edges? No. Do we pop the bubbles? Is this gonna be a power-up? Is this gonna be an enemy? Let me skedaddle out of there just in case it's an enemy? Is this breakable? No? So I don't think... I think this is gonna be bad. No? What is happening here? It's interesting it does that on Game Boy Color. Oh, they're back. Alright, no hints yet. I know it's all obvious to you, but I've never seen this before, so let me play with it. I thought it was an enemy, like disguised as a bubble. I don't know what these blocks are. And if we bomb this bubble, it doesn't do anything. Oh, it is, okay, that's what the, we haven't seen an upgrade in a while. The things that they're inside of look like that. Varia suit, good, I'm glad. I was nervous. A much needed improvement. Okay, cool. So this ends in a room where we get Varia suit. A classic suit is born. Is this the first? This is your first detailed sprite of a Varia suit, right? It's nice. First time Varia has the big shoulders because it's on Game Boy. They couldn't change colors. It really stuck. Yeah. Shoulder pads of doom. I love it. First time I'd ever seen Varia suit. Very good. I like the shoulder pads. Okay. So we opened a door and we opened a door. No, this takes us back through the tube. Oh, Spider Ball looks different. That'll take some getting used to. Can I go to the right? Here, unfurl, Samus. Bulkier to show she has more armor now. I like it. Shoulder balls are where Samus Metroid sensing gear is, yeah? Doesn't that look like... Oh, that was a power-up before, right? No, I don't know. I'm turned around. Love how they handled lack of color. Also only one type of door. See, if I had played Metroid II first, I would have known that we had to hit the doors with 5 missiles, okay? It would have been obvious. Dun 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 dun. Now we can go... I don't know, just back up? So we drew this whole part of the map only for it to not be relevant for very long. Super Metroid doors are such a chore. That was in Metroid 2, gotcha. I just didn't know. How can you know what you don't know? Until you know it. A silly feature, I feel like the thing I like about the doors in Super is it starts you off on your journey of similar colored thing requires similar colored item to do damage, which is huge in Prime. Everything is either purple, yellow, or red. And in Super, I wouldn't have figured out the Dragon kill had the light on the wall not been blue. And I was like, oh, that's the same color as the grapple. Prime takes color coding to the max. Yeah. It's very well communicated. 5 missiles are part of the reason I say to read the manual. When you're streaming, you can be told, so it's not that big of an issue. Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, I feel like there was really heated comments about manual reading, though, because do whatever you want. Do whatever your preference is. If you want the nostalgic, how the game was meant to be played when it was released, read the manual first, then start the game. That's wonderful. Do it. If you want to try and see what you can accomplish without any manual, any hint, any guide, do it. See how the game holds up. Like, I get that it's kind of annoying when people go to play a game and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I couldn't get through that door, they didn't tell me, and it was meant to be in the manual. I get that frustration, but it's a cool test. For someone like me who's really stubborn about no hints whatsoever, it's fun to test out how well a game can be deciphered like that and how much it's like, no, just play it as intended, read the manual first, that's okay, no one is like testing you. Okay, so we're back here again. I just still don't know why I made this open-ended thing. I think what we will do is maybe revisit this pipe by the Metroid fight we did earlier. And I want to see if the top of the tunnel we're in now is open-ended. I don't think it is, so let's go confirm that so I can close that part of my drawing. Original Pokemon manual recommends starting with Bulbasaur, which is plain bad advice. Bulbasaur is the hardest starter because isn't the first gym that you get to... Or no, plants are good against the very first gym, but after that it's not a great one to have? I can't remember the theory. We talked about this. I raced the original Pokemon on Sneak Bike. It was whoever can get the most Pokemon in the first 45 minutes of the game. Like, whoever can catch the most. It was fun. I started with Squirtle. I always start with Squirtle. Fusion messes with your Metroid instincts a bit, but I think that was the point, subverting your expectations. First gym's rock, so Charmander is the hardest starter. Gotcha. We talked about this when we did it for Sneak Bike, yeah. It's a tricky thing to do in a game. In game development, I think it's great to have tips and hints in the manuals to discover, but equally it feels great when you find something on your own. Yeah. It's up to how well the game leads you to learning new things. Yep. Bulbasaur is good against the first two gyms. Yeah. Yeah. Darren, hi. I think I saw you in here too. What's going on? And Jim, hi. And Antable, hi. Isn't gaming about figuring it out for yourself? That's personally why I play, for the thrill of figuring everything out. It's whatever you want it to be. That's the joy of it. Different people enjoy different things about the playing experience. That's also why I get frustrated when people are like, why do you play the game so slow? I'm like, I get no enjoyment out of playing a game for the first time as fast as I possibly can. Subsequent playthroughs, sure. Let's try to speed it up. If I want the challenge, if I want the timer, maybe we'll test it. But first playthrough, I want to go slow and savor learning everything for the first time. Fusion departed from typical Metroid formula in several ways, yeah. Austin, how's it going? Mostly AFK for a while. Bulbasaur also gets points for being cute as heck. Bulbasaur is cute as heck. This is true. It was still Metroid, but SAX was the first time I remember seeing an antagonist that actively hunted Samus. So we're going up here because there's a part of the map that doesn't make sense to me. And to get revenge on these spiky enemies. Or just get beat up by them again. That's fine too. But we have Varia suit now, which is good. Thank you. I want to know how we get to the top of this room above here. We've been up to the right because up to the right has that weird, almost Venus flytrap enemy. But we're going this way to go down through this tunnel again here. Never seen anyone play this game before. Hey Pants, welcome. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. We're doing a little bit of a different style. Lo-fi and map drawing instead of the game music. But it's been really great for, I don't know, a stream where we can chill and have conversation about Metroid games while I play through this. It's kind of a grind. The thing that I don't love about the style of this is you pretty much playing and you have this counter all the time. Kill more Metroids, kill more Metroids. Like, 26 seems really intimidating. For the rate I'm playing at. We knew this path, Darren. I've been down here before, yeah. Still cool that there's a little explodey wall there. This spits us out into this big chamber, and then there's a door to the left. I'm not sure where it goes. And then there's a door down here. I'm not sure how to open it. And we haven't, the only upgrade we have is the Varia suit, so I don't think we're gonna be able to go back there. But we could do, oh right, we have to bomb this wall for this to work. We could go through here again. Oh, actually, I think there's a Metroid fight over this way. If I remember correctly. Oh no, this thing that I ran away from. I was very scared of it. Here, missile. Oh, that's what was over here. We never continued because of that enemy. I will say this, the first SAX cinematic scared the spit out of me. The whole faceless enemy angle was terrifying. That was such a cool discovery. And yeah, the fear of having Samus have to sneak into the corner and just watch SAX walk by casually. That fear of always wondering where on the space lab SAX was hiding, or not hiding, just hanging out. Okay, so we know this has a red door that we opened here, and we don't know what's gonna be beyond it. I was low on health and we saw that enemy. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'm glad I finally came back then. Wave beam! Nice. I like shouted that. I'm glad we got an upgrade. Yes. Sorry, no fanfare. I can sing it if you'd like. There we go. Much progress. Yeah. Good progress for today. Varia and wave beam, all you need. Oh, what? Excuse me? I got it and didn't immediately test it out. Tal, hi! You came... Oh, we're back. Okay. Yay! I'm like furiously typing. Hi! Everyone, if you need to refresh. I don't know, we lost connection for the stream. The raid was too hype. So I don't know if you caught my intro or my welcome, but thank you so much for coming in. It's good to see you. Julie, thank you for the follow. I'm very excited for Saturday. I don't know what that was, but... Hi. We just got an item upgrade right before you came in, and it looks like Cheerios. Hype is OP. What were you playing today? Visage, this is still the scary one, right? Is it pretty intense? Are you getting lots of jump scares? We're looking for secrets in this room too. I think this is the end of, I think this is a dead end here. So we went in this room. I'm drawing my own map for this game as well. That's what you see on the screen here. This was our pickup right there. Came back, we got donut beam. Yep. How long? I wonder how long I was out. I didn't see it until it was too late. I looked over and it said reconnecting. Oops. First time playing, really intense. Those look like ring enemies in Mother Brain's hideout. They really do. They look like Cheerios. Alright, let's continue. Nice. Way better. Way better against these enemies. We dropped right at the raid. Okay. I wasn't sure when it happened. Any bombable bits of wall here? I don't think so. I think we just gotta go back. Always liked jumping into the hand of statue, going into morph, and pretending I was an item pickup. I love that about Super, because it actually unlocks things. And now we are in this big room right here again. There should be a door below us. I've been good. How are you? I was saying, we've been playing a lot of Metroidvanias. We've been playing a lot of The Witness. Stream's been good. I had a nice little travel day on Saturday, a personal day. And I'm excited for Saturday. The stream stuff's been busy lately, so notice map cam. Yeah. This is it. We've got 2 pages and the beginnings of a 3rd. I drew this wrong, but do we want to go down there now that we have Cheerio Beam? Does this go through walls? Yeah. I kind of want to try it. Let's go back down there. This room is a pain to me, but let's see what happens. Also, did we ever go all the way to the top of this room? Yeah. Oh, but where was that section that had... The turrets are way up here, so we don't have to worry about the really difficult pew-pews. These are the lesser difficult pew-pews. And I should be able to damage them from over here? Oh, nope, just kidding. There. I do like this beam upgrade. Trust me, it's not that just you that room is a pain for. Yeah. I just can't get over that the blocks can damage you. Always gotta be on the lookout. Just stand there while it shoots flames at me. And this is... Oh no. I didn't think it would get our feet. This is the room I was looking for. No. So I don't know that coming back here, if I learned anything. Is there a secret here inside this little house? I'm excited now that I can shoot Cheerios through this wall, but I don't know that it helps us. Reminds me of the tall room before Kraid in Nestroid. Man, the block climb struggle is real. Yeah. My timed escape sequence has begun. Take care, Otefu. Have a good one. Thanks for the hype. Thanks for being here. disappointed. I thought for sure. Unless there's a missile block, which I don't think there is. So much knockback, yeah.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Thank you for the follow. Thanks for supporting a fellow human. Okay, well, that room still remains a bit of a mystery. Oops. No. No flames. Is there a secret over here? The alert is so satisfying. Yes. It's funny hearing it in the TV show now and going, wait, I know that sound. Ugh, we're taking a lot of damage. Now the block climb room. Although, I think what I learned about this room is just spider ball instead of trying to shoot the blocks and then climb them. We can get away with that here. You can't always get away with that. I still feel like these are... Oops, secrets or something. Or bombable or something. Oh. Aha! Excuse me. Let's make a new part of the map right here. This is a large room with lots of fire. It's exciting. Oh, oh god. No, don't freeze. I panicked. Upgrade though. This is good. This is progress. High jump. Nice. Okay, cool. So this, oops. This was like one block here. I don't think so. And then it was a vertical thing that dropped down here. And then... Oh, I wonder if this connects back to the room with the item, do we think? This had a red door. This was a thing. This was an upgrade. Now we are even floatier and we jump even higher. Are we gonna be able to get back? It looks like it. I think this is the room. Yay! Cool. Okay. We got all of these and this connects right here. That is so satisfying to be able to like connect those tunnels. Yes. Another E-tank. And more missiles. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. I don't think that's what the missile tanks... I don't think they make the full fanfare noise, but... I missed it for high jump boots, so I'll do it for that. Yeah, the game rewarded me with lots of stuff now. We jumped so high. Coggins, hi.
Ah, hello. Well, well.
Special 12-month alert. Thank you so much for the resub. Thank you for 12 whole months. Welcome back to the human race. Enjoy your brand new Earth badge, your emotes, your ad-free viewing. It's so glad to have you here. Just to pop in, say hello. Been away a lot as I started a new job. Hope everyone is doing okay. Thank you. I hope the job is going well. I hope everything's good with the channel, with the job, with life. Thank you again. Comfy alert. It's a bee and puppy cat alert. Oh, I see. I don't think... Would we not have been able to exit this room if we didn't have... high jump? What's on the left side? Just spider ball all the way up? Yeah. Those regenerate. That's mean. Should watch that. It's really good. I highly recommend it. We did a Discord viewing at one point. I'd be down to do another one in the future. It's like about an hour 50 or hour 10 minutes watch time. Holly, thank you for the host. Hello, welcome in. It's good to see you. Vonma, finished the game for the first time yesterday. Your playthrough is what inspired me to play it to completion. Oh, heck yes. Welcome in. Congrats. I'm glad you got through it. It gives me hope. It's possible. I hope I can do it. Looney, hi. Thank you for the lurk. All good. I work 4 days on doing 12-hour shifts and 4 days off. Oh my gosh. I've done that life before. I feel you. I hope you're getting good rest in between shifts. Finished last day, so treating myself to Doritos and rum. Heck yes. You absolutely deserve to treat yourself. We're back in... Should be back in this big open room now. And with high jump, where can we go now that we couldn't go before? I don't know. I still kind of want to go back to the ship. We should definitely save our game. Just finished this last night myself. Took about 2 hours. Oh my gosh, speedrun. For my comparison, I feel like that's so fast. But if you've played it before, it's probably not the same feeling. Still favorite regular Game Boy game, arguably, yeah. Used a great colorization ROM hack with the emulator. It was fun playing it in color. I'm gonna need help setting that up if we decide to do that for next stream. We've had a few different recommendations for ones to use. I kind of want to use, what, like green or black and white OG colors. This should bring us back out on top above the save. No. Oh, weird. Up here now. What's new in Gen World? What have I missed? We had a couple things exciting happen pretty recently. We just opened. I opened my Ko-fi shop. I'm making friendship bracelets. I was on a podcast. I wish I still had that link copied. It's in the Discord, the link for the podcast episode. And then this should take you to the shop. If not, this one does. Those are some fun developments in the life of Jen. Green and darker green, yeah, exactly. I don't know, things have been good. This jump is so powerful. Also, this beam is so powerful. Oh, does this damage that enemy now? Yes. Cheerios, beam. Did we ever jump down this hole? What was down here? I don't think we did. We definitely did not. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Hello. Pff, we're getting beat up so bad. What variant is this? But it can't come up here. Ugh. How do I beat you? I kind of want to get out of here and then come back. I'm sad that it was a false upgrade. Oh, do I have to shoot at you from above? Ugh. No, nothing's working, but it's not doing much damage at all. We're gonna run out of missiles though. I can't wait for it to land. Is it telling me I need to do this because it's also in a ball? Oh, that worked. But it needs to be like where it unfurls, and it can do damage when it's standing. Okay, we got it. Stressful. Spring ball? What is this symbol? I can never remember. Spring ball. Yeah, I did know it. I shouldn't doubt my symbol of items powers. I forgot to draw where we were. This is this up here? No, this was supposed to be the underwater section. This is up here and goes across, and then there's a little tube. Okay, I don't know. I might have to redraw that too. Mistake, hi, welcome in. No spoilers, no spoilers. Map is looking... Thank you. Gotta love the original 4 Shades of Grey and pea green screen. Yeah. Shorester, hi, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Spring Ball is super useful. Wait, Arachnus isn't a spoiler though. We just fought it. And I've seen Arachnus in Fusion. Lazuli, hi, welcome. Yeah, we've got the pumpkin orange nails going. I wish I had drawn this properly. I still want to redraw all this to a better scale. But basically, you go up a little bit higher. I can use an arrow to denote that this is more of a climb than it actually looks like. You go here, you drop down, and then we'll put this room here where Arachnus was. And then it looks like we can keep going to the right. Arachnus is cute. Is there anything else going on in here? Was warning him because he blurted out Spring Ball when you were still fighting? Oh, I didn't see it because I was fighting. And the delay? Gotcha. I think it's just the delay. No worries. It's okay. I have to do this to get out. Armadillo friend, yeah. Ooh. Wait, I want to be on the left side of this because of that enemy. I guess we're okay on health though. It's just missiles that I'm lacking because I tried firing so many missiles at it before I did the correct thing. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, cool. You can jump and then latch on. That's very helpful. That's kind of like Prime if this wall were made of magnets. Which, really, all the walls in this game are made of magnets. That's how we explain that. It's the same item, it's just more stuff in... Oh. Metroid 2 is made of magnets than in any other game. Oh, this death is imminent. I don't think I wanted to fall down here. I think this put me on the other side of the turrets. But I think there's another save down here. It's just gonna be annoying to have to go through the turrets again. This is there. To the right was a room that I fought a Metroid in. I am looking forward to the new Metroid. Yes, yeah, Coggins, we're really excited for Dread. Think this is the last one we're gonna play. Well, it's the last one we're gonna have time for before the release. I'm just ready to save the rest of my hype for Dread. This was your favorite game as a kid? Nice. Not sure why he's called Arachnus. Yeah, the armadillo slash spider thing. Maybe just stream time difference between the two of us. Yeah, it's okay. Sometimes that happens. Can we talk about Kirby? It looks really cute. It looks great. Excited for Kirby. I'm very excited for new Animal Crossing content. I was so happy to hear there was gonna be an Animal Crossing Direct. This room baffles me. I feel like, oh, there's the turret. There's so much in here that I must be missing, right? I don't know. Like, what's with all these tubes? Love the post-apocalyptic vibe, yeah. Yeah, I was getting kind of Mario Odyssey vibes. You're right, Coggins. Ooh, I need to pay attention to this turret. Okay, but we have a better beam now, so it's less scary than it was before. And there's another save coming up. Should be right here. Yes. Yes. Animal Crossing adding a new hat. I think we're getting Brewster. Now I want to... What do I want to do? Oh, I was supposed to go up and then we took a wrong turn. So let's go back up. Ugh. Stop messing with me. Arachnus looks a little bit like Icarus? I don't know what that is. I'm excited for Brewster. Me too. We can finally kill this one floaty enemy here that I could never kill before. Yeah! Get out of here. Go up the wall. We're doubling back, but it's okay. We got a nice save in there. We're not as afraid of the turret anymore. These are kind of annoying though. We got a bunch of health from them. Oh, I'm so glad we have wave beam. This is such an improvement. Wait, was the only thing that was up here just to fall off the edge with the spikes then? Well, that wasn't worth it. So now what do we do? This makes a cool big loop around and falls, like, we'll just build a wall right there and put spikes on it. I think that's not even a wall. Technically, I think that's just more part of this big open room. Where do we want to go now? N64 games on Switch. I'm gonna dive so deep into Star Fox. Yes. Yeah, I was pretty excited about that too. Some kind of mite. Oh, like a tardigrade. I could see it. Whee! So now can we make more progress in the underwater section because we have a new item? No, I don't think so. It was like it ended up being a closed loop. Just wish they weren't charging extra for N64. Yeah, same. I know, that was kind of a bummer. I'm gonna go... We're gonna go back up this hallway. Where does this come out? Is this the top of the room? Yeah. Chugging along. Need to get Pikachu N64 back out, get old school Pokemon Stadium. Yes. What was I excited for? They showed the preview of games coming out, so the fact that we're getting Ocarina is really cool to me. They showed Majora's Mask, they showed Pokemon Snap, the original, they showed Banjo-Kazooie, and Kirby 64. That was a really solid lineup, in my eyes. This was a Metroid room, okay. Should be a closed loop here. To be careful not to jump too high in this room because spikes. And there's spikes up here eventually if I go along this path for long enough. Yeah, right there. I'm trying to, with everything I've drawn here, I'm trying to check all the boxes, like, yep, did that, yep, did that, yep, did that. So, for now, I'm pretty sure this spikes that like the ones we just saw, this loops around and is kind of the top of this large room, ignoring what's here, because I drew that too big. But I think this is all a closed loop now. I think the only thing left that I didn't explore, we made an arrow for this underwater part here, and that's on the other page. I don't know what this box here means, so we're gonna go down there one more time And then truly, I think I mean it this time, we can go back to the ship. I said it before, and we didn't do it, but I think now we actually will do that. This is the Metroid room. Oops, 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 oops. Let's just jump down. Whee! Hate these spiky friends. I'm confused by my drawing in this room. That's why we're coming back here. This room. Here. No, don't disappear, health. What is this? Did I just draw all of this wrong? I just drew all of this wrong. I made it go out to the left, but it's actually to the right, I think, because there's not a secret here, is there? Maybe there is? No. Why did I do that? I drew everything incorrectly. But this is actually flipped, so I don't know. I'm just gonna close this off. There is no door there. It's like over here. Okay, perfect. Let's get out of here. Excuse me. Maybe if we are going back to the ship, that'll give me a good opportunity to redraw this as we do it, so I don't have to do it off stream. Imagine buying Mario All-Stars, but now the third one is being added to online for much less money. Yeah. I mean, if you wanted the hard copy because collectible, that's awesome. I went ahead and bought the hard copy because collectible. And I had never played Sunshine or Galaxy. It was really fun to play through those two. But yeah. Which now I think people wonder too, like, oh, well, is there gonna be also still a Zelda hard copy, but it's also online? I don't know. I don't know. We're back in this big room here now. I almost wish I had a little marker that I could move along the map. It'd be cute. Could we not go up here before? But this is where we dropped down. That's this, and we fell down earlier, so we know where that goes. Bought it because collectible. That's been my life. I don't have a collection, but that's one that I was like, I'm gonna want this hard copy. Too many good memories of playing Mario 64 with my brother. Okay, well, that was a fun experiment. And I wanted to try the other ones. Yeah, I've never played Bayonetta either. I think Bayonetta 3 looks cool, but I'm not ready to dive into a new franchise at this time. Are these? I remember these. What did we do to get around these? Anything? Did we just do some of this? Oh, I think we just destroyed the ground underneath them. Okay. Give this game some credit. I think this is the only one that truly makes good use of your missile count. Yeah. That was this room. I kind of made it like deeper because that has all the sand in it. And I think most of this we did after what appears... I feel like that part that looks like ruins, temple, something is Chozo ruins, but I don't know for sure yet. Would it be helpful to me to know the names of areas? Is there a time when they provide those for you? Or is that something I would have known from the manual? Spade, how's it going? Welcome in. Well, there's a shell in this room, and we never went over here because there was acid. Oh, this might be a high jump area now. I think we can go back here. Should we do that instead? Or do I not pass up the opportunity to redraw this initial path better? Let's go check it out. I can't resist. This was a pain. I had trouble with these enemies falling from the ceiling before. This is acid. Let's not swim through that. Come on. Come on, Cheerio gun. Alright, I'm just gonna go around. Is this a new section? How did I go so long with this not being mapped out? Was this is maybe one of the parts that an earthquake got rid of, I think is what happened. Potentially. So we ended up this whole windy thing. I'm just gonna draw a S because I messed up that part of the map. And here, I'm gonna put it a little farther over. And now we'll say that we're here. It's going. Other than that, just procrastinating here when I should be in the shower making myself pretty, yeah. Eeps, hi, welcome in. We're cartographing, yeah. We're trying to do some drawings. It's been very helpful. I don't regret the map cam at all. It's been great. Say this goes down one more and then over. Oh, this is an enemy I don't think I've seen yet. Okay. Mapcam. I'm glad you guys are liking it. Thank you. Oop, that is a spike pit. Good to know. I've said this every stream, but I got the idea from other streamer friends and figured it would work out really well for this game in particular. So it seems like that's the case. It's working out. This is a ominous long hallway. And this is acid. And a save? Oh no! We're dying by bouncing midair on this fly. Would be handy for Zelda 1. That's who I've seen. I think maybe that was the first place I saw somebody with a map cam. Are these things on the walls spikes? They are indeed. Okay, cool, wonderful. Well, this is unfortunate.
Yay.
Thief, hi. Thank you for the 3 months. Welcome back to the human race. Enjoy Earth Badge, your emotes, your ad-free viewing. We're very glad to have you. Happy Monday. Brand new 3-month Earth Badge. I'm really sad that I fell down here. This is clearly a new area, so I feel like it's time for new graph paper. Do we leave this sheet alone with this one tiny section drawn on it? And just save it in case we need that for more of underwater stuff? I think we leave it alone. Amazed at how faithfully they translated a lot of the areas in AM2R, yeah. Okay, so we were here, we walked across, and there was a bottomless pit with an arrow, and there was a save here. And now we're starting a new part. Metroid II is pretty good. Here's our map drawing so far. This is the ship and starting area, and then we spent a whole bunch of time over here. I don't know what any of this area is called. And then we just walked all the way back. We were gonna go back up to the ship, but instead I went down here, and now we're starting a new map. Bam. And we'll start it right in the center. Well, a little above center. Okay. And this is vertical. Lots and lots of vertical. So far. We'll probably take a break pretty soon. I'm sad that I missed that save and fell down in the pit. There's a chance we have to redo that stuff if I die before we find an additional save. This is Shades of the Climb. Been trying, oh, hi, not to start referring to areas by their AM2R names, as they might not make sense to anyone who doesn't know them, and I don't recall how spoilery they might get. It's a good point. Okay, there's a Metroid here. This keeps going down. Is there anything off to the left? Oh, hi. Those seem to drop a lot of health, which is nice. Oh. Ooh, it does not like when I do that. Okay, and this goes to the bottom. Maybe this closes up later, I don't know. Are you the scary one? Oh, yeah. Ah. Get out of my field of vision. Oh. I don't think any of those are connecting. There we go. Oops, shoot. There we go. Terrifying. Which is not the scary one. They're all scary ones, actually. We need to save, though. I'm unsure of what's coming up. It looks like this goes across and kind of ends here, but then drops down and we'll be able to go over. Look at your hard work. You'll like the one character from Hollow Knight? Yeah. The first two might be safe if they've been explored already. I'm still gonna wait on that until I know for sure. Okay. Yeah, as far as area names, oh, I'm definitely curious, but I will wait. Oh, well, yeah, for AM2R names, that's fair. What about like the names from this game? I kind of want to know the map names because I feel like that'll help me get through it. Ooh. This comes out here and is vertical. A lot of lore that's best to discover myself. Okay. I can shoot those? Oh, that's helpful. Okay, good to know. The names are 1, 2, 3. Oh, really? Shoot, that's kind of annoying. Ooh. Bonk. Scary. Ooh, this is cool. It looks like... I think this goes further down here. I want to leave that open-ended so I can go back and explore. It looks like this goes all the way up, and now we're up here. I think it also had one this way. You can give them names of my choosing. Okay, this is... Well, I can't call them Crateria. I was gonna say this is Crateria because that's where my ship is. This is Chozo Ruins. Where we are now is Brinstar. I don't know. I'm not very original with my names. What name do you want to share what names you gave them? That would be fun. Oh, hello. Oh, I only have 2 missiles. I'm assuming Wave Beam does not damage these. So we know that there is a Metroid up here. I'm not gonna close that room because I want to make sure I go back to it when I have missiles. Is that a cat meow? That was so high pitched for her. I think she's okay. Bryn Moon? I know we need to find a refill. Oh, this is not great. I shouldn't have jumped down here. Nope. RIP. We're in a predicament. Yeah, a little bit. I wanted to go through this door. Thank you very much. I need to figure out... Hang on. Okay, yeah, that was a cat meow. Two things. One, I'm wondering if I can get to that save spot because I can destroy these, like, urchins on the walls that I didn't think I could destroy. Two, oops, shoot. I'm trying to map out how many exits there are on the right-hand side of this room. I think it's just the one. Yeah. So I mismarked here. Cool. You heard that one? Yeah. Just about the only area I ended up giving a name is one that still doesn't have one. It's only one room, but it left an impression on me. Nice. Funny how that happens. Certain rooms just, you never forget them. Okay, and then this room has this bottom that's closed off for now. Anyone else excited for Fat Bear Week? What is that? Shall we go this way and see what's in here then? I feel like this is gonna be another fight. No? This is a hallway? Okay. Any secrets down here? No? Weird. Any secrets down here? Okay. I feel like we should go back to the main hallway where we started this part of the map and maybe try again to get back up to the save. And if nothing else, kill a bunch of enemies in that room and try to get more missiles. Because we're not in a great place right now, but we're not in a terrible place. You know? BB is... She wants to have her presence known. I'll probably give her some camera time in a second. Alright, so these, if they drop missiles, will be ecstatic. I don't know if that's likely or not. She wants cuddles. She always wants cuddles, yeah. Oops. This has a left exit that we haven't explored yet. You don't know what? Fat Bear Week. A park in Alaska films brown bears fattening up for winter and people get to vote on the chonkiest bears. I've never heard of that, no. Beefy. That was a particularly loud meow. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay. That's a Metroid room too. Lots of Metroids, obviously. It's the nature of the game. No, don't bonk me off the platform. Okay. So what I think can happen. Go, go, Samus, go. Is this? No! Oh, frick. How long do those stay destroyed, though? Jen, stop it! Oh, I don't think we're supposed to be able to do this. This is, like, really janky. Oh, but we're doing it! Oh, heck yeah. Okay, great. I'm so happy with that. Saving at 2 missiles, not happy about it. Saving before a big new area, happy about it. It's so fun and the bears are so fun to watch going about their biz. They've added a chubby cubby bracket. We are here at this save on my other map. Way down here in this corner. Okay, there we go. But I'm just gonna leave this map on the top because that's where we're gonna be exploring when I get back. I don't know where our official nearest missile refill is. Like, I think we have rooms that we like to use for health pickups because they have lots of enemies in them. But I haven't found a reliable way to get missiles yet. Also, my map for this area is not accurate. It's pretty bad. Oops. Okay. We're gonna take a break there because I found a save. Do you all want to see BB really quick? And then we'll have a little stretch, a little snack. Oh. Here's BB. That's who you were hearing at the door. She wants snuggles. What do you think of Metroid, She's not phased. Hi! Just snuggle time? You want to sit on my lap? Huh? Okay. Liver white mittens, me too. We will stretch. I'm gonna hang out with the cats. And then we'll be back for a little more exploration. I kind of think we might have to backtrack. As much as I want to continue this map, we might have to go back to their ship and remap that area because we don't have any missiles. So maybe that's a better plan anyways. And I can just force quit out of the screen we're on right now, where I fell down in the hole again. Thanks everybody. See you when we get back. Welcome back, humans. I hope you had a good break. Hey everybody. Here we are in the pause menu. Well, not menu. Flashing lights pause screen. Our map is ready to go. I do think for jumping back into this, our best plan is to go up to that save again. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Pause light party? Yeah, exactly. The way this spider ball with the bomb works is you can't be in the same vertical plane, otherwise it thinks you're trying to do a bomb jump, even when you are not. That's what it seems like so far. We are on the quest for missiles, the quest for making a better map, and perhaps the quest to return to our ship. I'm wondering if the ship refills your missiles like the other games? We saved before the break, yeah. We got a nice save there, but I kind of want to fix all of what's going on here. So maybe let's try it. I just feel like my map is all sorts of wrong. Oops. Like this goes... Is this the thing that was winding around? Here's another tunnel that goes to the right. I'm not sure what this is. Dex, how's it going? Welcome in. We're going old school, yeah. We're going hand-drawn map. The only thing we don't have is the Game Boy colors, which I would prefer to the blue and red. Okay, I remember this room. Where is this? Are we back here now? I'll know in a second. Imagining Samus playing chill music in her helmet? Yeah, me too. I like that. I got a little turned around here. Good, this is good. Jen. What are these? These are new. And kind of just went off on a limb to go explore because lack of missiles. Oh, is this sand gonna kill me when it regenerates just like blocks? We went off on a whim and we discovered treasure. Oh, I need to mark that. Where am I? Where the heck are we even? I don't know. Somewhere over in this vicinity, there's a missile refill. Okay, well, I'm not gonna question it, but how do we know? Hang on. Hold, please. So what I didn't do correctly is mark where this map connects to this other map. I have no idea. I have to look at this for a second. Sorry. I thought that refill, like that hallway we ran through, was this. So I still feel like we could get to a save, hopefully. And a bunch of this is gonna look unfamiliar because we have abilities we didn't have before. I'm just glad we have 120 missiles. That's so many. And I decided it was a good idea to jump down there. I don't know why. Oh, because I thought this was where we were... But that's not the refill hallway we were in. There's a spike. Raul, how's it going? Welcome in. Unclear. Is that big tall room? Is that all the way back here maybe? It's possible. It's very, very possible. And that upgrade is somewhere in the mess of things. I don't know. Let's go back and confirm some of this other stuff. Oh, I hate these dang... What are these? Rockets? Get out of here. Leave me alone. Actually, but refill my health. And we don't have space jump. I don't think space jump was a thing yet. Ruben, hi, welcome. How are you? It's good to see you. Don't mind us just getting lost in the tunnels of SR388. Oh. This takes us back to that long, long hallway, yeah. Were you at Zone 3, Zone 4? Well, we are right at the top of a zone. I don't know the numbers of the zones. This one leads us... Oh god, I keep falling down here. We know how to get back up though. But this is what we've just discovered, this entrance here. Is my birthday gonna eat some wings and watch football? Heck yes! Happy birthday, Ruben! Enjoy! You know where I am? Okay. Awesome. I figure this is a pretty distinct zone entrance. And we were hunting for a missile upgrade and we found one, so that was nice. Mom, welcome in. How's it going? Pretty sure this is 3. Okay. I guess let's just save because we have missiles now. We can continue into 3 and fight Metroids and start fresh with my map instead of focusing on what's wrong about my old maps. Do we want to do that instead? Here's my map so far for Zone 3. I can even label it as such if we think that's what it is. Ruben!
That is why we must find the light.
It's your birthday and you're gifting me subs? Not allowed. Thank you so much. Sleep Deprived, Meat, Indy, Sleepy Tabby, Mr. L. Enjoy those subs. Welcome to the human race courtesy of Ruben. Enjoy Earth Badges, your emotes, your ad-free viewing. Thank you, Ruben. Very cool of you. Heck yes. You don't have to do that. All the hype, all the love. Yeah, I kind of... Now that I've escaped that entrance to Zone 3, we might as well stay there for a little bit and start a new map instead of salvaging the messed up one that we just returned from. And we know how to get back to a missile upgrade if we need it, which is really cool. I think I'll remember that path. We want to fall down this. We can go to the left. There's a Metroid on the left side. Raul, thanks for the Prime. I appreciate it. Have fun with my fave Metroid games. Will do. Enjoy your Earth Badge, your emotes, your ad-free viewing. Welcome to the human race. And thanks for stopping in. We've been having a blast, visiting Metroid games, and we're getting excited for Dread. Okay, so this room has a Metroid in it. There it is. Scary as ever. Are you a new one or one that we've already encountered before? I think you're a Gamma. Ooh, yeah. The Gammas are just... The sprites are so large. You're stuck on that ledge there, buddy. Okay. Oops, I faced the wrong way. We've got so much more health than we did at the start, though. It's nice. Whew. 29. 8 left in this area. I hate the spiky ceilings in here. This looks suspicious. Oh, you can just walk through that. Okay. Cool. So this goes over here and up. And we're not sure what's in this lower part. Planning on playing the remakes. I think we're gonna have to do a Discord stream of AM2R for copyright concerns. I would like to play Samus Returns eventually. It's on my radar. 29. Oh, that's 24. You're right, Jerry-X. The 4s look like 9s. This is, yeah, an original Game Boy game. What's up with this? Hmm? What's going on over here? Interesting. Okay, I guess we'll go up here for now. Wait, what? I've seen this spike pit before. That's all the way... Where is that spike pit? Or is it a different spike pit? That's all the way at the beginning of this section. It's at a part where I was really bad at drawing the map. So can we fall back down there, or is that gonna damage us? I wonder if it's one way. Maybe it's a nice little shortcut. And then this is the entrance. Okay, so my map isn't terrible, or at least my memory's not terrible. Should we save with low health? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Health pickups aren't too hard to come by. This is like another exit out of the zone. Is Zone 3 music any good? Should we give it a chance? We haven't had game music at all today. I just went straight for the lo-fi because of the beeps and boops. Waking up extra early tomorrow. Okay, Raoul, take care. Have a good rest, and thanks for coming in. We'll see you around. I would like this help, please. Thank you. Alright. And this is where we fight another Metroid. We actually have missiles for it now. Or no, this is where we fought another Metroid. This one we finished the fight. It's this room over here we need to get to that we didn't have the missiles for. Mapcam is cool. Thanks, Ruben. I'm glad you like it. It's helping me a ton. I mean, I guess I didn't have to put it on camera, but I would be pointing at this piece of paper so much anyway that I might as well put it on camera for you all. MVP, yeah, truly. Stealing the show, to be honest. We want to go up here. Was this a closed? I marked it as a closed hallway. Was there a fight in here? I think I anticipated one and then there was not. Oh, it's not closed. Oh, I didn't mark it properly because this is where we decided to turn back. Okay. Let's go fight this Metroid first and then we can explore that. Hopefully we don't die. Okay, where are you hiding? There you are. Ooh. Oh, you're a fast one, but not as scary. Ooh. Nice. 23! Just a small one, yeah. Hey Geodude, welcome in. We're doing good. We're down to 23 Metroids remain. Oh, this keeps going up. We got high jump, we got spring ball, we got Varia suit, we got wave beam. And now we're in zone 3 making a brand new map. Oh, and now we're gonna fight another one. I guess this is kind of misleading the way I drew it. It kind of wraps around to the right. And then this is a new door. Can they go through walls? I guess we find out. Oh, they can hurt me, but I can't hurt it from here. Is this a bombable? No. Do you get hurt from bombs? No. They can't go through the wall. Okay, interesting. So this is like blocked off. How do I mark what I'm seeing here? I don't know. Used to watching YouTube streams while I work and legit just tried to pause. Oh my gosh. You can still pause, but you will miss stuff. It will not come back where you left off. Yeah, it's a little bit different mechanic here. I wonder if there is a spot for me to... Oh, but this is scary, scary. I don't want to get hit. Okay. We'll come back for that later. Oh, maybe there was a spot in here we have to go through? You don't just stop when I pause? Oh, I know. A horrible viewing experience. The breaks are helpful, because then you get a little time to catch up. You get like that wiggle room of when we go on stream break. Stream bake? I've never done any baking or cooking on stream. I know people have done, I've seen people like decorate cookies and make awesome meals and stuff. That is not my forte. Not that I cannot cook, but I don't think I would be very interesting to watch cook on stream. Easy bake oven? Wait, stream bake easy oven. My mind went someplace else with stream bake, fair. Let's drop back down here. We're doing okay on health. Not horrible. Oops. Let's go fight another one? No, we don't know that there's a Metroid in this room. We just know that we haven't been in this room yet. It's just a little hallway. Not too intimidating. My pencil lead is running out. Trying to make strawberry cake right. Even Yeehee is out of flavoring, so now I have to do it myself with real strawberries. Wish me luck. Good luck. That sounds delicious. Do these crumble as you stand on them, or they're just breakable? And this is a vertical room, it appears. Reminds me I found a recipe recently for League-themed cookies. Need to make some Poro snacks. Oh, that appears to be the top of this room. Although I kind of doubt it, because I feel like we need to go... Oops, shoot. Oh, that hurts me. We need to go up to get to that Metroid. What is that? Why does this look like this? No, move, Jen. Oh, okay. We'll mark that as the top of the room for now. Streams it goats, welcome in. How's it going? Genroid Prime. Something like that. Trying to excel at Game Boy games. It's been a minute since I played any. But we're doing okay. Wow, this goes on forever. Is this an endless room? Is this a scary psychological maze room? Yes, but not for the reasons I thought. This is like forever many blocks long. Is this truly the end of that room? Gosh darn it, I keep forgetting that those hurt me. Those things on the wall. And that looks like a tube we can go through? No. This does. Oh, come on. Jen. Ugh. Alright, let's just keep going. No. What's happening? It's below me. I knew it would be in this room, but I'm not prepared. I don't want to fight on these tiny platforms. And I didn't make a good map marker. This is gonna be another vertical room here with an M. I don't know where the top of it is, though. Do you call a hen looking at lettuce? I don't know. Oh, and there's the top. Chicken sees a salad. Alright, that's a good one. I'll give you the laugh. Trav, welcome in. Happy Monday. It's good to see you. The top of this room is somewhere up here. It's pointy. Yeah, I'll give you the chuckle. Oh no. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to go over here and see if we can't, I don't know where this door is in comparison to the other one, though. Is it further down, do we think? I don't know. what are you? I don't like these constant vertical rooms with tiny platforms. Not my go-to for favorite shapes of rooms. I'm assuming there's more spiky things on the ceiling up here. Oh, come on. I tried to shoot at it first, but they regenerate so quickly. Yeah, the real enemy in this game is the camera angle being so zoomed in all the time. So this feels like a stack of a bunch of vertical rooms all in a row. And there's another Metroid trapped in a box. We're facing off. I think it can get to me though from that side. So that's fun. We'll call this a little bit bigger room here. Claustrophobic? Yeah, this area is weird the way it stacks everything together like that. I think we can handle this fight. Oh, this is blocked off. Oh no. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it can go through there, but I can't? Wait, not cool. Oh, I hate it. Does it regenerate in the same spot every time? Oh, come on. I'm gonna use this wall against you, for sure. Oop. No, that one didn't count because I was off screen. Yes, that was so dicey. 22. We need spooky lo-fi for Metroid fights. I know, it's so calm and I'm sitting here like, ooh. Hacks, I'm not a cheater. That is the effective way to fight those. I am proud of my methods. Oh, it did not like that. Carl, welcome in. How's it going? I want to do this and see if there's an opening here. No? Hacking by going through the floor and you could not? Oh, yeah, no worries. And the Metroid is a cheater, not me. Yeah. I thought you were talking about me, like, shifting the camera for those fights. I'm like, no, that's the best way to do it. I get it, I get it. I also didn't take it as a serious, like, you cheater. I figured it was in jest. I know you all better than that. Cheese away, exactly. So we're in the room, the vertical room that doesn't appear to have a Metroid in it, but the one to our right does. And this one has... This is the... Oh god. Jen. That's the exit we came in. Okay. That was a risk. Jumping down here. So these all do have an endpoint to them. Take advantage of Metroids not being able to move if they're even partially off screen. I love it. What I don't love, my health right now. This room has a Metroid in it. I don't know what type. But how are you supposed to fight it? I'm scared. Oh, I think we're close to the top of the room here. Yeah. And hop on these little platforms at the same time. Terrifying. Should we go for it so that we can say we fought it? If we fight this one, I feel like that ends our journey in this area. Because I don't have any other open-ended doors at the moment. I can put a question mark in here because it didn't feel like that was the end of this room. And we haven't had an earthquake yet. So I don't know if we haven't changed anything about our surroundings yet. Oh my god, it's right there. Go, 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 go! No! How did you get so far up the screen? Okay, we're gonna be fine. With my hacks. Okay, maybe not. I don't know where it is. There you are. Ooh. No, we're gonna die. I'm gonna have to redo this. Oh, I panic paused. There's an escape down here. Oh, it's not an escape. Oh, there's an item down here. Oh, it's a health refill. I have to whisper or it'll disappear. Yes! That's so satisfying. What? H for health? Hiding health. In the bottom of this room. Good timing indeed. Gonna beat them all eventually anyway in order to move on. Oh, except this thing stayed here. It's okay. I feel so much better about this fight now, because it shouldn't have regenerated any health because we didn't leave the room. They acknowledged that this was a tough spot to put you in, so they gave you infinite health for this fight. Easy. Nice. Done deal. ER for energy refill. Oh, I did make a key at one point, but it only says S for save, M for Metroid, and then the dots, open and close dots for items. I wrote E for... I think energy, so I can put an E there instead of an H. And at one point I wrote E for entry, but then I think I spelled out the whole word later on so that I wouldn't get confused. I have R for refill and E for energy. R is like when there's a hallway with a bunch of bugs in it and I can kill them and get health. That's what the R is for. Okay. Map. Tap the map for good luck. Tap, tap. T for thingy. I don't think I have a T. I wrote the word turret. And I have a little symbol that I use for spikes, and when there's acid, I just write the word acid. And arrows mean entry into a new part of the map. I will be publishing this afterwards if you'd like copies. I'll be making prints of it. No. That would be fun, but I don't think that'll be needed. This is a nice, pleasant climb here now that we're not so stressed out about our health anymore. Oop, well, rip. I just want to jump on top of this tiny, tiny block. It's cool to see your thought process. They're cool to make. I do genuinely enjoy making them. I'd like your personal map, yeah. Genuinely, yes, I know. It matches my name. So, should we revisit the Metroid sealed up in a box? I think we were relatively thorough about that, right? I don't know how to get to it. Oh gosh darn it, I hate these spikes on the ceiling. They do a great job with those. They make me very frustrated. I guess it's not far away to go give them a visit again. Oh, this is... Wait. Oh, that's not anything down there. I remember. This one. How do we get to you? You can get to us, and it's not fair. Weird. Is the entrance somewhere over here and we have to loop back around? I don't want to spend time bombing every part of the ceiling in that room. But I don't know, what if that's the solution? I don't know. We're going to the left. Whee! Let's go save. Do we want to go out the way, this other way? No, because we want to go past the save as we're exiting. Our energy is fine. We should go find that missile refill again and fix that part of our map. Wait, was I not supposed to come up here? Oh, unfurl, unfurl. I can't keep these hallways straight. Okay, this is the exit. Nope, like this. Yep. And bomb and run away. and bomb and run away. I don't know if that worked. Yep. It's a little bit of a labyrinth, but we made it back. So we are now back here again. This is, I guess, zone 1. But I'm still lost. This is a way longer hallway than I lead on. I don't know why I drew it like that. I feel like I should put a squiggle in it and make sure I remember that it's longer than I said. It connects to a room. That goes up, and I think this is where we went out and got to the missile refill. Yeah, this is where we like exit this section again. This goes up higher and over. And then maybe we need a new map again. Here. This is another start of a long hallway. It's where we went through here to get to this missile refill. Like we fell down some area near here. And I thought it was zone 2, but I wasn't sure. Because of this room. Stinky refill room. I think these enemies run out eventually. Maybe not. Maybe that was a different one that runs out eventually. We're getting health back though. So, do we just start another one? Because I can't figure out where we are? Is that what we do? Sure. It'll all make sense later. Don't worry about it. If I had more room on this page, I would just add it to the page we already have. But I don't. Okay, but I made an arrow. We come in from, let's call it here. And there's like a long hallway. It should be longer than that, but whatever. And then there's kind of a big open room here. Classic Metroid moment, where the heck am I? Kind of. It's not that I don't... It's that... I can't figure out if this is someplace I've been already, and I just don't know where I drew it, or if it's someplace I've never been before. So yeah, I guess I don't know where I am. That's fine. It happens. And it's down here. So, worth coming back for. But then we had these gnarly enemies. Oops. I guess we could just see where this goes. Might as well. So this is where we are. We're kind of climbing up here. This goes down to I can't put M for Metroid. What do I put for missiles? MR? Missile refill? Sure. This room is big. I don't know if I can draw a little rocket that'll fit in that space. I think MR, I'll remember what it means. I'll remember what it means if I write it down. MR is missile refill. Okay, the paper keeps moving. Why does this room have to be so big? What is this tower thing to my left? More secrets? Oh, hello. You were hiding in the sand. Hello. So I'm gonna draw this as like basically we went up a platform and then we went up another platform. So maybe there's a tunnel in the middle of these. And I'll shade this out because it's sort of that brick color. We went all the way up and over. This is still open on this side of it here. And we fell back down, and maybe this is the tunnel that cuts through. I'm not really sure. How does it feel looking back at the maps and seeing what you've been through? It feels okay. I wish I knew how all the areas, like I love a good overworld map, and it's really frustrating to have all these pieces and not know at least like I'm working on this section now and that's how it fits to this other one. I don't mind having, like I'll use as much paper as I need to, I guess, but it's not quite making sense yet. We do get space jump though, heck yes. Oh, that's so useful. The rooms in this are so big. How does it control though compared to other games? Oh, not bad. We like it. It's very it feels similar to Super. Not bad at all. So many upgrades today, what the heck? This is blocked off? You remember this one being a very nice space jump? Spider Ball is kind of obsolete now, yeah. So we went up into here. I don't know, this is kind of a weird drawing, but let's just put a little block in here for this item. Would have been confusing if you didn't have the manual the first time when this came out, because you wouldn't know what the different items, the different upgrades did. Yeah. Okay, wow. We need to save this. I don't want to lose this ability. Come on. There we go. But it's not screw attack, so I can't break these sand blocks. I still like Spider Ball because you can look for all the secret, I don't know, nooks and crannies. Oh, this is really good for space jump, right? Do you get infinite number of jumps if you time it right? It seems like it. You've got prior knowledge to help with that. Yeah. But yeah, if you hadn't played the others and you jumped into this and you didn't read the manual, you wouldn't know. A now gives me continuous jump, and it rules. This is suspicious. Okay, so now we've gone across this area. Let's just say there's another one of these that we went over. Oh, I'm drawing this wrong. This is just, like, I don't know how to depict it, but it's a giant area. I think this is kind of open space. And we did some jumping around. I'll put the ceiling in. And then there's another... I'm trying to convey that there's another one of these buildings. Like this brick texture, you know? But I think we're gonna be able to jump inside of it. I don't know. Try all the things! Yeah. It doesn't even tell you the name of the upgraded asteroid. Ultimate Phoenix, welcome in. We got Space Jump. And now we're here. Oh, and we got another save. Oh, yes. And we have full health and full missiles. Wait. Oh, I thought this was somewhere else. Okay. Oh. Hello? Are you a missile pack or a missile refill? You're a missile pack. So, this is a horrible drawing, but basically, this is like a big open area. And now we're going down into a new area that had an item and a save. And I'll just draw it like that for now. Eclectic, take care. Have a good one. We'll see you around. Koala, hi. That's fine, Phoenix, because I think I was just confirming how this one works, but I don't want any other questions answered. They're rhetorical questions most of the time. And we have a command for that. If somebody wants to do our first command, it kind of explains. Yeah, thanks, Dude. I'm doing good, Koala. I'm doing good. You're up late again. Do I dare explore the next area? What's gonna... Oh, a turret, huh? Put it in the trickiest spot ever. If you don't tell anyone, no one will know. Okay, fair enough. How do I... Oh, this is so evil. I was supposed to space jump through all of that, I guess. I failed the test of, you just got a new item. Use it. Okay, well, rip. It's okay, that's what saves are for. This is a long vertical hallway. I saw at least one exit to the right. Eventually it has an end to it at the bottom with a Metroid shell. We're going this way, which I'm assuming is going to be a fight. I'm about to sleep though, just watch some Squid Game. Oh, I've been curious about that. I wonder if it would be too gory for me. But it looks really interesting. Saw you streaming, so I wanted to say hi. I'm glad you came in to say hi. I know, if only we could shoot diagonally. If only. Okay, that's not a Metroid. Yet. There could still be one in this room. Maybe. This is a nice vertical room with a red door. Okay. What's gonna be in here? That usually gives us an upgrade. Legit didn't know Squid Game wasn't a game until earlier today. Not a game. Well... Why is this? Oh, that was weird. It looked like one of them just went right past it. Waiting for Dread, we are too. Yeah, I am definitely excited for Dread. Squid Game's just Splatoon. We got Spazer. Nice. It's good so far. I'm 4 episodes in. It's not super gory. Imagine Korean Hunger Games when kids' games like Floor is Lava, but people actually die and it has more blood. Is it like... What's the... Battle Royale one where it's Hunger Games but in Japan? It's like that, right? The one that came before Hunger Games. Less gory than that. Okay, Fortnite. Procrastinating, but at least now... Wait, what? Isn't it called... Is that the name of it? Battle Royale is the name of the original. That's where they got all of this from. Alright. I digress. But I think I'm gonna end up watching at least one episode of Squid Game. For some reason I thought it had a different name that was not Battle Royale, but then the whole... you know, genre was still called Battle Royale, but that's just the name of the movie. Sometimes there's a secret passageway in these rooms, but I don't know if there is one this time. I didn't bomb any of this wall. Where are your power bombs and your X-ray beam when you need them? The Battle Royale movie is very violent. I remember it being pretty brutal, so if I could handle that, which I don't know how if I handled it or I just like looked away at parts and got through it till the next bit. It was a lot. I would not call that movie pleasant. And it's not meant to be, but you know. So that was not a Metroid fight, so I'm thinking it's gonna be... Oops. In the exit to the right, then? Did we not just see a shell not that long ago? Okay, well, that's always a good sign when you're falling into a room and you get the frozen screen because there's an enemy nearby. Rude. Rude, rude, rude. Oh, we're supposed to have a sound command of me saying that, but we don't. Someday. We're losing lots of health. Before I get stuck in movie talks and cozy vibes, I'll sleep. Okay, Koala, have a good sleep. Thanks for stopping in. Battle Royale's gore felt pretty slapstick. Well, yeah, if it's overdone, it's like, I mean, it's almost, what, like Kill Bill gore. Like, okay, wow, they really went for it. Like, buckets. But not in the old horror movie gore buckets of fake blood, but the action movie, I don't know. Our Cheerios got straightened out. That's true, I didn't comment on my new beam style, but I miss Cheerios already. Okay, so we went in here and then plummeted down. There's a Metroid in this room that we did not finish. I mean, that we did not kill. We just went through the bottom here, right? And landed in this room that I'm not really sure the shape of it yet. But there's another shell. Always fun to see that. This goes to the right as well. I'll take this. Thanks. Is there a fight in here, or what's going on? No? Okay. I almost wish you could hear the pencil scratching. It's like map drawing ASMR. Oh, these rooms are kind of evil. I keep forgetting, like, I don't want to be in Spider Ball in the middle of a Metroid fight. Why would you put spikes like that? Okay, great. Super. Let's mark those with spikes and leave that hallway open-ended and skedaddle, because that's a nightmare. Pencil scratching is a very specific type of satisfying, yeah. I tend to agree. What was over here? We don't know yet. We didn't go this way yet. Is this one of the big ones? Yeah. Oh! You were not where I expected you to be. Oh, shit. Good thing we have 130 missiles. Oop, I messed up the sequence. Nice. 20. 4 left in this area. Wandering around lost in Castlevania Circle of Moon, and that game has a map? Yeah. Some games are just like that. This area is so repetitive. We keep crossing over these stone bridges. Oh, finally. Okay. That hopefully is another dead end then. There is some amount of satisfying of this game that I wasn't expecting, because there's just so much to go into and be like, yeah, let's find the next Metroid, let's find the next item. I don't know. It's kind of a grind, but it's a nice little item hunt. Plasma beam. That happened quickly. Okay. Chai, welcome in. How's it going? Metroid is good. We're finding a lot of stuff. Are you excited for Echoes tomorrow? I've been trying to stay unspoiled. It's gonna be even more difficult come tomorrow. Going alright for me today. Staying warm inside. Nice. Okay, let's run back out of here. Pew pew. Oh, this works even better than the last. We barely got to use Spazer. We had it for all of 5 minutes. Scared on the horror side? Ooh, interesting. I wasn't anticipating that. But this is the game that brought us anglerfish. You can always go hug one if it gets too scary. Okay. Good luck with that. Oh, we have to go back through this scary room to get to a save. I didn't think of that, huh? I wonder if I can hug the left-hand side wall? Wait, it just didn't activate? Excuse? I need to circle that one because we haven't killed it. That was so weird. I was like, yeah, we're just going for it. We're gonna see if we can outroll it. And it didn't even animate. Huh? I won't complain. You can't respin in this game, which is a bummer. What is this room? I feel like I drew this room incorrectly. Oh no, I just put a block where there is not a block. That's okay. Metroid can't see me if I'm in ball mode? Apparently. I'm not gonna complain about that. Oh, can we damage you with bombs? What? What just happened? Can I do this? Cheese it. Yeah! We're saving with 85 health! I don't care. Worth it, because we got 2 beam upgrades and 1 Metroid down. Oh, I didn't... Did I mark where the energy refill was? Yeah, it's not in this part of the map, though. Okay, that's fine. Damage boosting out of there. I was like, wait, it made us hop a little. We already knew this game has damage boost because it's happened to me before, more so on accident, but this time I wanted it to get us out of there. Won't be able to play DLC right when it comes out, as I'll be on a field trip most of the day, planning on a day or 2 of it later in the week. Nice. I'm excited for you. I won't be able to watch because spoilers, but if you have VODs, I'll have to go back and watch them later. Sequence broke in Castlevania without realizing. Nice! I'm glad we found this save. I think that's where I want to leave off today. I'm gonna end a little bit earlier. And we made like tons of progress too, but I'm ready to chill out for the rest of my evening. Not that this wasn't chill. I just think that's a perfect stopping point, and I'm happy with everything we did. So, E-Tank, Wave Beam, Spazer, Plasma, High Jump, Space Jump, what else? So many things. New area of the map, we're at 20 Metroids remaining. We started at 31 today, I think. Spring Ball, yeah. Thanks, everyone. Let's, yeah, we saved, so we're good to go. I can always double save. 39 is total. I know, that's not where we started today, though. This is my second day. Let's go ahead and wrap up stream.